Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Take the harmonium.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Gaur Premanande Haribol. Welcome everyone to ISKCON of Silicon Valley. It's our greatest pleasure and honor to welcome His Holiness Indradyumna Swami to come here. He has many choices to make on a daily basis, hourly basis, of who to talk to, where to go, because everyone wants him to come, all over the world. And somehow or other, he's come here to ISKCON of Silicon Valley. So we feel very fortunate to have him. Indradyumna Maharaj is famous all over the world for being to every part of the globe, walking to every holy place that ever existed, discovering the secrets of the great acharyas, receiving shilas and dust and bits of shastra that no one even knew was available to the world. He attracts it. He puts on sadhu sangha every year, which has become a fortifying force in North America. We're now up to 5,000 devotees are coming to chant together. His team, who we're very proud to say live here at ISKCON of Silicon Valley, Govindacharn and Rasika Shiromani, put that together every year. But that's just one feature of the services that Maharaj does all over the world. Let's please give him a warm welcome to ISKCON of Silicon Valley. Hare Krishna.
Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Indradyumna Jaya Radha Madhava Gopi Jana Gopi Dharma Nava Yere Vada Yere Vada Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Yeah. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Chant it. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Back home. Revolution, Vrindavan. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Pointing. Hare Ram, 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 Hare Hare. Hey, Nitai Gauranga Jai, Nitai Gauranga Bora. Oh, Nitai Gauranga Jai, Nitai Gauranga. Yo! Oh, Nitai Gauranga. Hallelujah! Yo! Nitai Gauranga Gaurare. Nitai Gauranga Gaurare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram. Now we're doing. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ramo Hare Ramo. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Yeah. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram, Hare Ram, Madhur. Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Kirtan forever. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Okay, time to dance. Everybody dance. Here we go. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Ram, Hare Ram. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. Chant it. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram, Hare Rama, Rama. Shri Ram. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare. Dance, dance, yo. Wow, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Okay, here we go. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Ram. Go, go. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare. One more. Hey, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare. Wow, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Rama, Hare Rama. One more. Wow, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare. Jai Jai Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jai Prabhupada. Jai Jai Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jai Prabhupada. Go, prem, 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 go, Nitai, prem, 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 Premanande, Premanande, Premanande. Jai Jai Sri Radhe, Jai Jai Sri Radhe, Jai. Shri Radha Madan Mohan Ki, Shri Gauranga Mahaprabhu Ki. Daum Shri Pad Paramahasa, Paribhutukacharya, Shri Srimad, His Divine Grace Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada Ki. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Ki. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki. Premsakaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasudeva Bhutana Shri Shri Radha Krishna, Gopinath, Shamakun, Radhakun, Giri Govardhan Ki. Shri Bhajabhumi Shri Vrindavana, Navadik Maya Purnama Ki. Gambi Munamai Ki, Bhakti Devi Ki, Tosi Mahani Ki. ISKCON Vivan Chara Seva, the whole world Ki. Shri Krishna Sankirtan Yaga Ki. The Bhadra Campaign 2026, 27, 28, 29. Glory to the Assembly of God. Glory to the Assembly of God. Glory to the Assembly of God. Glory is to Guru. Glory is to Guranga. Go Premanande! Shri Nam Prabhu ki. I think that's okay like that, yeah. Wow, I'm back at ISV. There's a special energy here called Gaur Shakti. Gaur Shakti means the internal potency of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And when the Lord comes to this world out of his kindness, especially in Kali Yuga, he distributes this Shakti, or this energy, to all those who are serving his mission. So because all of you are fully engaged in serving this mission under the expert guidance of Vaisheshika Prabhu and Guru Mata, this place has become like Vaikuntha. And wherever you take the essence of Krishna consciousness, this Mahamantra, Kali Kali Namurup, Krishna Avatar, wherever you go, Palo Alto, Menlo Park, I was born in Menlo Park, Stanford University, the Bay Area, wherever you take this chanting, that place also becomes like Vaikuntha. So if through generations to come we keep this Nam Sankirtan going, we can change the face of the earth. It's not impossible. You have to believe like that. So thank you for inviting me. I'm always humbled in the presence of senior godbrothers like Vaisheshika Prabhu, who has always Saraswati dancing on his tongue. So I feel as is our custom, our tradition, I'd like to begin by glorifying my spiritual master with a prayer. We have our introductory prayers, Om Agyan Timidandasya, so forth. But this prayer is very dear to my heart, and as I recite this prayer, I always think of my beloved spiritual master, Srila Prabhupada. My mind longs for the blessed vision of my Guru. It cries out like a thirsty chakora bird. My thirst is not quenched, and I can find no peace without the vision of that blessed person. O Lord and Master, your face is most beautiful, and the sound of your words impart deep wisdom. It has been so long since this rainbird has had even a glimpse of water. Blessed is that land where you dwell, my dearmost friend and spiritual master. I give myself to you now and forever, O deliverer of my soul. When I could not be with you for just one moment, the dark age of Kali Yuga dawned upon me. When will I meet you again? O beloved Lord and Master, I cannot endure the night, and sleep does not come to me without your audience. I will surrender everything to have your darshan once again. It was my extreme good fortune to meet you, O most saintly of all persons. Yeah. And I will find you again in the eternal home where I am meant to dwell. There I will serve you forever, and I shall never be separated from you, even for an instant. I am forever your eternal servant, O my beloved Lord and Master. Srila Prabhupada ki. Hey Krishna, in public places I glorify your mercy, which is granted to even the lowest of creatures, and which enables me, even though I am lowborn, to live in this forest of Braj, the place where your great devotees who are filled with pure love aspire to take birth, even as a blade of grass. My dear Lord, O Supreme Personality of Godhead, because of my association with material desires, one after another, I was gradually falling into a blind well full of snakes, following the general populace. But your servant Narada Muni kindly accepted me as his disciple and instructed me how to achieve this transcendental position. Therefore, my first duty is to serve him. How could I ever leave his service? Having accepted the renounced order of life, my home is this Vrindavan forest. My bed is the soft dust of Vrindavan. The sky of Vrindavan is my blanket, and the flowering creepers of Vrindavan are my only belongings. The moon over Vrindavan is the lamp of my hopes, and my chanting beads are counting the days until I meet the divine couple, Shishi, Radha, and Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Actually, I'm very happy to announce that today I am the bearer of a special gift for each and every one of you. In the Bible it says, each one must give as he has decided in his heart, not reluctantly or under compulsion, for God loves a cheerful giver. So I'm a cheerful giver today, according to the Bible. I very cheerfully present to you today the latest publication in my series called The Monk in Sacred Places, or The Traveling Monk in Sacred Places. It's called Sri Radha and Her 8 Companions. Actually, the title speaks for itself. It's about Vrindavaneshwari, Srimati Radharani. Very deep subject matters. She's called Veda Gupya. It means she's hidden in the Vedas for a very long time. But by the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, it's unfathomable. He comes in the age of Kali, and he distributes this Braja Prem, this love for Radha and Krishna. And by the mercy of his 6 assistants, the 6 Goswamis, Sad Goswamis at Vrindavan, were able to learn about Krishna's favorite gopi. So in that book we explain, according to Shastra, her wonderful qualities, pastimes, etc., along with her 8 companions. They're called Sakhis, so there's Asta Sakhis. And when you go to Mayapur, you see Radha Madhava, and on the left you see 4 figures, and on the right 4 figures. And many devotees go, oh, they're very beautiful. But actually, they're very confidential associates of the Lord. And the more we know about her and her 8 companions, the deeper we can go in our love and appreciation. So I took several years to study this subject matter. I give lectures for the last few years on this subject matter, and my disciples transcribed them, and we made this book. So it's for you. This book reminds us, and we need to be reminded again and again and again, of our ultimate goal, Eke Kurunandana. We have to keep our mind fixed on the goal, just like a sailor at sea. He's got a responsible journey across the oceans, but he never thinks he's a creature of the water. So always planning that day when he'll get home to the land. So we're busy as bees in this lifetime. We have many responsibilities, but we can't get distracted from the goal. So this book is to help you remember the goal. And I was thinking as I was coming over here, you're all, for want of a better word, squarely on the path. Because you are so much dedicated to the Sankirtan movement of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. What does the Sankirtan movement of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu have to do with the goal or getting home? There's no place like home. What does it have to do? That's described in Chaitanya Chandamrita, very famous verse by our beloved Srila Prabodhananda Saraswati. Yata yata gora padara vinde, vindeta bhaktim krita punya rasi, tata tatot sarpadi hridika shmat, vadapanam boja shudam buasi. It's a beautiful verse. One who is extremely fortunate may get the mercy of Lord Chaitanya, as much as one can devote his full attention to the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya. To that extent, he will be able to taste the nectarian service of the lotus feet of Srimati Radharani in Vrindavan. It's the key to going home. The more one engages in the service of Sri Chaitanya, the more one finds oneself in Vrindavan, tasting the nectar of service to Sri Radha. So fortunately, in this world, by Krishna's grace, we have an identical Vrindavan. Vrindavan, of course, in the spiritual world is called Goloka. Actually, Jiva Goswami gives an interesting interpretation or meaning of the name Gokula. Go means cows, so he said it's a planet of cows, because Krishna's a cower boy. And that Vrindavan, we know you've heard many times, has come to this planet. There it's called Goloka, here it's called Gokula. And to remain inspired to go back home, back to Godhead, we can sometimes visit there. I remember one time in Mayapur, 1974, Srila Prabhupada said that in public, that all my disciples must come to Mayapur every year for the Mayapur festival. I hope I'm not going to get in trouble here. He said all should come to remain inspired in their principal duties of book distribution. So after that public statement, some of the GBC, with all due respect, went to Prabhupada's room. Prabhupada, this is not possible. If all the disciples come, then, not so many books will be distributed and no money will come in. So Prabhupada said, no, they must come every year. I'm just repeating verbatim. And Prabhupada has encouraged us in that way. A close study of Srimad Bhagavatam, 5th canto, 13th chapter, it's text number 8 in the purport. Prabhupada writes emphatically, one must go to the Vrindavan forest and take shelter of Govinda. That will make one happy. You want to be happy? Okay. The International Society for Krishna Consciousness is therefore conducting a Krishna Balaram temple to invite its members, as well as outsiders, to come and live peacefully in a spiritual atmosphere that will help one become elevated to the transcendental world and return home back to Godhead. So of course not every year, it's not so practical, but from time to time, if we can, rather than going to Disneyland or the Bahamas or whatever, we should go to Braj. Gopal Bhatta Goswami also encourages us in that way. He writes in Hari Bhakti Vilas, one who realizes, I belong to Krishna, and who joyfully travels to sacred places of pilgrimage associated with the Lord, that person or persons are understood to be most surrendered. Atmanivedanam. We want to be surrendered. We always hear surrender, surrender. So one who realizes, I belong to Krishna, and joyfully travels to sacred places of pilgrimage associated with the Lord, means the Yogapit, the places the Lord appeared or performed his pastimes, that person can be labeled most surrendered. And I was thinking one very important reason why Vrindavan is so important to us. It's because it's important to our beloved Srila Prabhupada. I learned in college one of the ancient axioms from Euclid's geometry. This is those of you in university. One of the ancient axioms of Euclid's geometry is things which are equal to the same thing are equal to one another. Things which are equal to the same thing are equal to one another. So we're all focusing on Srila Prabhupada, all of us together. So it's like one great family, and we see how attached Srila Prabhupada was to Vrindavan. In his book, Vrindavan Days, I think it's page 47, Hayagriva Das was one of the first disciples of Prabhupada. He was recounting what Prabhupada said one day, in the early days when he took a few devotees to Vrindavan. He wrote down that Prabhupada said, "I have lived very simply in Vrindavan, content to be in Rupa Goswami's presence. Now I have hundreds of temples to go to, but still, I like it best here of all." But even when Prabhupada was preaching in the West, he greatly missed Vrindavan. In the I was reading this morning, in the Prabhupada Lilamrita, Volume 5, it's page 249, we hear Prabhupada say, "Here I am now sitting in New York, the world's greatest city, but my heart is always hankering after that Vrindavan." And if that's not enough, in Srimad Bhagavatam, 4th canto, 29th chapter, verses 39 to 40, in the purport, Prabhupada writes, "In a holy place like Vrindavan, if one gets the chance to hear from pure devotees, then cultivation of Krishna consciousness becomes very easy." It's a special potency there. Like one time, quite famous Prabhupada said, whatever you do, whatever devotional service you do in Braj, the result is magnified 1,000 times. You cook one offering, it's like 1,000 offering. You chant 16 rounds, oh. Now because of all this, which we learned from studying Prabhupada's books and from our Goswamis, as a result, pure devotees accumulate there, just like people in the mode of ignorance. And you see in London, I recently came from London, you drive down the streets of London on a warm evening, everyone's outside the bars. They're drinking with beer in their hand, and like this. Or they're in the discos, it's like birds of a feather flock together. People in the mode of passion, they go to the basketball games, and the football games, and the cricket games, but pure devotees who want nothing else than Krishna, Krishna, I am yours, they go to Braj. But what's interesting is Vrindavan's not just meant for pure devotees or pure souls, or even those sadhakas who are aspiring for Krishna consciousness. Vrindavan is so merciful that it's recommended even for sinful persons. How can it be so merciful? Because Vrindavan, this is quite deep or mystical, Vrindavan's an expansion of Lord Balaram. Lord Balaram is Dauji, he's the elder brother of Krishna. So he's subservient to Krishna, but being his elder brother, he tries to protect him. But in his subservient mood, he serves Krishna by expanding as his bed, as his slippers, as the conch shell used to wake him. Many ways Balaram expands to serve Vrindavan Krishna, and he also expands as the Dham. So therefore, we know that Krishna Balaram are very, very merciful. And that's why Srila Prabhupada established them as the centerpiece in our Krishna Balaram Mandir in Sri Vrindavan Dham. But, so therefore we can understand Vrindavan is very merciful. And Prabhupada supports this. When you're speaking in learned circles, whatever you say, you should be able to support it by a verse or a passage somewhere, as Vaisheshika Babu. Have you ever heard his lectures? He quotes about as many verses as Prabhupada does in his classes. I've never seen anyone. Maybe Dravida Das is expert at that. Shloka Wallace. There's Shloka Wallace. Be interesting to see his verse book, Vaisheshika Prabhu. But Prabhupada supports this concept that Vrindavan's merciful, even to sinful persons. He writes, Vrindavan, any person may go there, and even if he is sinful, he will at once contact an atmosphere of spiritual life, and automatically chant the names of Krishna and Radha. What? A low-born, sinful person addicted to horrible activities, if he happens to go there, he'll at once contact an atmosphere of spiritual life. And Prabhupada concludes, and automatically chant the names Krishna and Radha. So potent. Even millions of years ago, to support that statement, because we don't need to support that, but it can be supported again by Prahlad Maharaj, one of the 12 Mahajans. He recommended his father, Hiranyakashipu, go to Vrindavan. Who could be more sinful than Hiranyakashipu? He conquered the 14 worlds. He was sitting on the seat of Indra in Svargaloka, and the demigods were all his servant. I heard one lecture, Prabhupada said, that Narada Muni was the foot servant of Hiranyakashipu. Sometimes devotees have to undergo these situations. Of course, the end was glorious, as always. But it's interesting, Prahlad Maharaj told his father, who, like Prahlad Maharaj is the best of devotees, so Hiranyakashipu is the best of the asuras. And one time, Prahlad addressed his father like that. My dear father, you're the best of the demons. His father went, thank you, Prahlad. So he's the worst. But Prahlad said, go to Braj. The verse is there in the Bhagavatam. O best of the asuras, O king of the demons, as far as I've learned from my spiritual master, any person who has accepted a temporary body and temporary household life is certainly embarrassed by anxiety because of having fallen in a dark well where there's no water but only suffering. Pita, one should give up this position and go to the forest, Vana. More clearly, Prabhupada translates, more clearly one should go to Vrindavan, where only Krishna consciousness is prevalent, and thus one should take shelter of the Supreme Personality. Shri Brajabhumi Shandam Ki. Jai! Shri Prahlad Maharaj Ki. Jai! Actually, in some instances, because seva must be done there for our Krishna Bharana Mandir, Prabhupada actually encouraged Westerners to go live there. And this is, 1972, 73, when, there was no cell phones and there were lots of mosquitoes, and for mosquito repellent we put on lemon juice and it didn't work, and there's no drinking water and dysentery was all pervading. Prabhupada wanted his devotees to go there, to tolerate these nuances, because it's the Dham. And that's known in a letter, November 9th, 1975, Prabhupada writes to one of my godbrothers, anyone who can stay permanently in Vrindavan is welcome. I want that as many devotees stay permanently and become Brajbasis. That would be very inspiring. I'd love that tattoo. Anyone who can stay permanently in Vrindavan is welcome. I want that as many devotees stay permanently and become Brajbasis ki jai ho. What? Jai ho! Thank you. Prabhupada said that would be very inspiring. Prabhupada encouraged us in that way because in Shtavamala, Rupa Goswami prays to Vrindavan Dham. O Vrindavan forest, was there ever anyone in this world who did not quickly attain supreme transcendental bliss by serving you? Therefore I surrender to you and most humbly petition you. Be kind and personally disclose to me the best way to receive the darshan of your worshipable lords, Shri Shri Radha and Krishna. So although we're mainly preachers in Krishna consciousness, in our Prabhudatta Deshes, Prabhudatta Desh means the place that Mahaprabhu, through his representatives, assigns you seva. Because we're always asking for seva. We're begging for seva. What is the meaning of the Maha Mantra? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare. Hey Radha, hey Krishna, engage me in your seva. I've lost that seva millions of lives. Just let me sweep the temple, clean the counter in the kitchen. Or if you're most fortunate, you go out and spread the holy names, or you participate in that activity. So mainly we're preachers in Krishna consciousness. We have our Prabhu-dashes. But from time to time, we should follow the example of Vaisheshika Prabhu. He sometimes goes twice a year, 3 times a year. He knows this principle. It's part of the Sankirtan movement. So what I'd like to discuss now, if I have time, is that if we're going to go to Vrindavan, how to enter in Vrindavan. Because it's a subject of discussion amongst Vaishnavas for many centuries, 5,000 years. How as fallen as we are, how to enter that transcendental abode. And Prabhupada has given us a hint in Krishna book. Sometimes you hear that statement, Prabhupada didn't give us everything, we must go elsewhere to find the deeper truths. No. Srila Prabhupada gave us the essence of everything in the very beginning of the movement, when he wrote Krishna book. Krishna book is a summary of what? The most exalted chapter in the entire Srimad Bhagavatam, the 10th canto. Or the entire 10th canto. Therein is the Rasa Leela, etc. He translated that in such a way that we could understand and appreciate. He actually says somewhere in the beginning, I think it's the introduction for it, that when my disciples come to the stage of Vipralamba Bhav, which means separation from Krishna, very advanced, but we have that golden opportunity if we stick to the straight and narrow and serve the mission of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He said, when my disciples come to the stage of intense separation, which means, oh Govinda, feeling your separation, I'm considering a moment to be like 12 years or more. Hey Krishna, tears are flowing from my eyes like torrents of rain. He said, when my disciples, meaning his followers, come to that, he said, this Krishna book will give them solace. Because it's all about Braj, the loving pastimes in Vrindavan. So in that book, Krishna book, chapter 38, Prabhupada writes, one cannot go to Vrindavan by purchasing a ticket. The process of going to Vrindavan is shown by Akrura. Akrura's journey to Vrindavan is exemplary. One who intends to visit Vrindavan should follow in the ideal footsteps of Akrura. Follow the leader. There's the Bhagavatam and there's the person Bhagavatam. Both are required. Either one, Prabhupada said you can achieve the goal, but if you have both, Bhagavatam and person Bhagavatam, that's the best. So we follow the leader. I remember when I took a course in public speaking when I was in high school, because I was very shy. I couldn't speak in public. So I took this course. And I remember the first thing the teacher said. In public speaking, he said, don't tell me, show me. You don't tell me about a subject. You show it to me, then I understand. So we have the philosophy, okay, we can't purchase a ticket to go there, that's not the goal. But then they'll show me. Then Prabhupada says, there's Akrura. You read the Bhagavatam, and then you see how Akrura entered Vrindavan, and you follow in his footsteps. You can't imitate him, because he's actually a great devotee, but you can follow in his footsteps. So we have much to learn about Akrura's historic journey to Braj. That's the basic introduction. We know 5,000 years ago, in Mathura, Kamsa, we don't like to hear his name, it's actually a 4-letter word. Kamsa was sending demons to kill Krishna every day. However, he was unsuccessful sending these demons to Vrindavan. Why? Because Krishna's Ajita. He's unconquerable. So Kamsa changed his plan, like reversed it. He said, well, if I can't kill him there, I can kill him here. So he decided to invite Krishna and Balaram to come to Mathura for a wrestling match. Why would Krishna and Balaram come for a wrestling match? Because boys are boys, frogs and snails and puppy dog tails. You know? They like to wrestle and stuff like that. Girls have sugar and spice and everything nice. So frogs and snails and puppy dog tails, yuck, right, girls? So they accepted the invitation, but there was a deeper meaning or a terrible meaning behind it. Kamsa was thinking that when they come, Chanura and Mushtika would kill Krishna and Balaram. Anyway, we know that part of the Bhagavatam. So as his emissary, he chose one of his ministers. Akrura was actually a minister of Kamsa. Actually, he was sending his ministers all the time because these ministers practiced the dark arts and they could change their body at will. I know it's a scary story, but it's almost over. They could change into a duck. They could change into a snake. They could change into a calf. They could just change their bodies at will. The demons were what? The ministers. He has his ministers. Like the temple president has a vice president, a cook, and a sanctizer. So Akrura was one of the ministers. So he was chosen to, you go, Akrura, you go. Now, what Kamsa didn't know is that although Akrura was part of Kamsa's team, he was in fact a great devotee. How do we know? If you read the Bhagavatam, you hear his feelings, his sentiments as he's going to Vrindavan on that journey. As he traveled there, actually, I was reading this morning that he meditated on his good fortune of being able to enter Vrindavan. What? This minister, yes. He was thinking in a very humble way. He's thinking, what auspicious acts have I done? What severe austerities have I undergone? What charities have I performed to be able to enter Braj? The other ministers weren't thinking like that. He goes on, I'm just a wretched, materialistic person absorbed in sense enjoyment. So this is the genuine humility of a devotee exhibited by Akrura. The Buddhas are very humble. Although he's very qualified, he's feeling himself unqualified. And that same humility is demonstrated by, again, Prahlad Maharaj, one of the 12 Mahajans, 5 years old. He was asked by Brahma to approach Lord Nrsimhadev. The demon, Hiranyakashipu, who had been killed, and Nrsimhadev is Krishna's anger. Krishna can be the most lovable, the most cute, the most attractive. He can also be the most mean. So his mean feature, but not for the devotees, but for the demons, that's Nrsimhadev. So Brahma couldn't approach Nrsimhadev after the killing of Hiranyakashipu. Lakshmi couldn't go. The demigods are all in fear. So Brahma said, Prahlad, you go, 5-year-old boy. But Prahlad took up the service in a very humble way, not thinking he was very qualified. How is it possible for me, who have been born in a family of asuras, to offer suitable prayers to satisfy the Supreme Personality of Godhead? Even until now, all the demigods headed by Lord Brahma and all the saintly persons could not satisfy the Lord by streams of excellent words, although such persons are very qualified. Being what? In the mode of goodness. Then what is to be said of me? I'm not all qualified. The idea here is that unless one is very meek and very humble, it's very difficult to make progress in spiritual life. There's that saying, it's not about me, it's all about you. Whatever we do is by their empowerment, and all credit goes to the Lord. So we can't take any credit. Our topmost position is to be the servant of a glorious master. That's as high as you can get, and that's where you want to stay, at the feet of a glorious master. This meekness and this humility, it's astounding, actually, and we see it in extreme, right? And I was thinking this morning in Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, he spoke. It's in Sisi Adi Lila. Jagai mare hoite muni se papishta. Puri sera kite haite muni le lagishta. He's thinking, I am more sinful than Jagai and Madhai, and even lower than the worms in the stool. And he's not just saying that so that people appreciate him. He's actually thinking like that. And of course, Lord Chaitanya, he came in the mood of a devotee. He came in the mood of a devotee. And he also expressed this quality of humility. Trinada peace, Anityana, Tahora peace, Ahisnana, Amanina, Manina, Kirtana. One should chant the holy name of the Lord in a humble state of mind, thinking oneself lower than the straw in the street. One should be more tolerant than a tree, devoid of all sense of false prestige, and ready to offer respect to others. In such a state of mind, one can chant the holy name of the Lord constantly. Now, just after saying that, in that chapter, Adilya, chapter 17, just after saying that, Mahaprabhu says something very profound to emphasize how important that one verse is to all Gaudiya Vaishnavas. Udvar bahu kari kon shuna sharva loka namo sutre gantipara kante eshloka kante. Raising my hands, I declare, everyone please hear me. String this verse on the thread of the holy name and wear it on your neck for continuous remembrance. That verse, Trinada Pisa Nitra. You have to string it. You string it on the thread of the holy name and wear it on your neck for continuous service. So I was thinking, someone may say, how can a person who admits that he's not qualified be strong enough to advance in Krishna consciousness? Well, the answer I was thinking is, a devotee knows that the Lord's mercy is greater than his or her own disqualifications. We're all mercy products. Shakespeare said it. Mercy, it falleth like soft rain upon the heads below for those who deserve this mercy. So a devotee knows that the Lord's mercy is greater than his or her disqualifications. So although Akura considered himself fallen, but he was confident the Lord could lift him up. I'm fallen, but my Guru can lift me up. Krishna can lift me up. If I'm submissive, if I'm humble, and want to be part of their mission. It's not about me, it's about you. With that mentality. And I ask nothing in return. You can imagine if you go to some factory and you go to the CEO, and you say, well, thank you for coming. What are your qualifications? So how much would you like as paid? Nothing. Excuse me? I just want to serve you to make you pleased. Like, hello? You'll only find that in bhakti. Because the service is the reward itself. That's the idea. The service is the reward itself. So any service a devotee gets after millions of years of doing nothing for Krishna, Prabhu, can I sweep the floor? Like that. That's the hope of every devotee, that the Lord will lift us up. His representative will lift us up. What other hope is there? Therefore, Rupa Goswami prays 2 times in Padyavali. Text 60. Krishna, I'm drowning in the painful, fathomless whirlpool of repeated birth and death. O Lord, O friend of those who have no shelter, O effulgent moon of mercy, such poetry. O effulgent moon of mercy, please, just this one time, extend your hand to save me. I'm drowning. You know, whirlpool, if you've seen, and I saw, my father we used to sail. We saw a whirlpool one time, and we had to go the other way because it sucks everything in. I'm drowning in the fathomless whirlpool of repeated birth and death. I have no shelter. You who give shelter, O effulgent moon of mercy. Even in the midst of begging, he's still glorifying the Lord. Just this one time, can you extend your hand? So does this mean, like they have that saying, the long arm of the law. Does this mean Krishna sent? No. Guru Krishna Prasad. Bhagi Bhakti La. Brahmanda Brahmati Konja Bhagavan Jeev. Guru Krishna Prasad Bhai Bhakti Lat Bij. The long arm of the Lord, the mercy of the Lord, is the Vaishnavas. And amongst all those merciful Vaishnavas, you choose one who's learned in Shastra and setting it. And then she liked that part. The other part was scary. This is good. Another verse. This is Rupa. The elephant of my mind is drowning in the waves of material illusion. Strongly held. It's a crocodile, don't worry. The elephant in my mind is drowning in the waters of material illusion, strongly held by the ferocious crocodile of the threefold miseries. It anxiously cries with fear in its heart, O Lord Hari, please rescue it with your glowing Sudarshan chakra, which cuts the sufferings of the demigods to pieces. So we're dependent, totally dependent on Hari, Guru, and Vaishnava. So, thinking like this, although he's thinking I'm not qualified, but understanding how kind the Lord is, Akrura concluded, Maivam mama dhamasyapi syad eva achuta darshanam hriyamana kala natya vachit tatri kanchana. But enough of such thoughts, he's thinking. After all, even a fallen soul like me can have the chance to behold the infallible Supreme Lord. For one of the conditioned souls being swept along in the river of time may sometimes reach the shore. What a verse! Enough of such thoughts. After all, even a fallen soul like me, he's thinking he's very fallen, can have the chance to behold the infallible Supreme Lord. Why? For one of the conditioned souls being swept along in the river of time may sometimes reach the shore. Now it's interesting that as Akrura proceeded to Vrindavan, Bhagavatam says, literally, he imagined what it would be like to meet Krishna. He's not an asura. He's not one of those bad guy ministers. Along the way he's thinking, wow, I finally get to meet Krishna. What's it going to be like? He's kind of like daydreaming, right? Like sometimes, we daydream. Saturday or Sunday. No, I'm going to distribute books. What comes to your mind? Some nonsense. So daydreaming is actually nonsense. It's meditating on one's plans for happiness that, somehow they'll materialize in the future. That's a daydreaming. But our daydreaming is a dream. It's not real. It's illusion. In Bengal, such daydreams are called Goda Dimba. When you're daydreaming, all kinds of nonsense things. I'm going to be happy. I'm going to do this. It's Godimba. Bengali, Godimba. It means the egg of a horse. Excuse me? But since the horse never lays an egg, Godimba actually has no meaning. Your daydreaming has no meaning. In Sanskrit, there's another word, kapushpa. Kapushpa means a flower in the sky. Excuse me, Swami, there's no flowers in the sky. Yes, same with our daydreams of material happiness. They never materialize. But Akrura's quote-unquote daydreaming, it's not like that type of daydreaming. He's imagining absolute reality. What will it be like to meet Krishna? You can meet Krishna. Even if you're a sinful person, you go to Vrindavan and you'll be encouraged to chant, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. For it's the Yuga Dharma, and it's particularly powerful in the Dham, 1,000 times enhanced. Shri Vrindavan Dham Ki. Now, the Bhagavatam describes exactly how Akrura was imagining he would meet Krishna. These things are revealed to us by the mercy of Prabhupada in his purports in the Goswamis. There's no stone left unturned. Perfect questions, perfect answers. What's he imagining it to be like? He's thinking, when I meet Krishna, what's it going to be like? So Bhagavatam, 10:38-17, he thought, Apyang grimule patitasya me vibhu. When I have fallen at Krishna's feet, this is what he's thinking, and it'll come true. The Almighty Lord will place his lotus hand upon my head for those who seek shelter in him because they are greatly disturbed by the powerful serpent of time. That hand removes all fear. Wow. Krishna's going to put his hand on his head. You put your hand on someone's head like a big deal. But when the Supreme Purushottam, the best amongst all males, puts his hand on your head, whoa! When I have fallen at his feet, the Almighty Lord might just place his lotus hand, doesn't say hand, just lotus hand upon my head. And he concludes, for those who seek shelter in him, because they are greatly disturbed by the powerful serpent of time in California, that hand removes all fear. Now, Akrura, it's interesting, he refers to the lotus hand of Krishna. How is that so? Because the Puranas call the lotus flower found in the Manasarovara lake, Sugandhika. There's two lakes actually called Manasarovara. One's at the foothills, or the foot of the mountain Kailash, and there's one in Braj. So we're talking about Braj here. They call the lotus flower that's found in Manasarovara lake Sugandhika. Sugandhika refers to a particular type of white lotus that has this amazing, beautiful aroma. Some flowers are better than the others. Like I don't know if this is very interesting, but I was driving in this area, because I used to live in this area. I remember when I was a young boy, my parents had a daphne plant, and the daphne plant usually grows in the winter time, so you plant it, it starts coming out in the autumn. I remember as a young boy, they're pink and white flower, and sometimes I would smell them and I would get intoxicated as a boy. So I said to who were we looking with? Oh yeah, Prem Nam. I said to Prem Nam, can you find me a daphne flower? Of course, that's sense gratification. But I was thinking, if I get a daphne flower, offer it to my deity, Madhurya Radha Madhurya Rai. But they only grow in the winter time. It's got to be summer. But if you can ever find the daphne bush, plant that and offer those flowers to your deities. So this particular Sugandhika lotus flower grows in that lake. So acharyas say that Lord Krishna's lotus hand acquired the fragrance of this flower. This is how important it is. Krishna's lotus hand acquired the fragrance of that flower. How? By coming in contact with the beautiful faces of the gopis. That's pretty deep. They're dancing and he goes like this. So he acquired the fragrance of that flower. His hand acquired the fragrance of that flower by coming in contact with the beautiful faces of the gopis. This incident is described in the Rasa dance. It's chapter 33 of the 10th canto. So knowing this fact, Akrura was thinking, I want that hand with that fragrance on my head. So as he got closer to Vrindavan, he started meditating upon what he would do. He was saying, when I meet Krishna, okay, but what will he do when he meets Krishna? These are all details, but love is in the details. Bhagavatam's full of these details. So he started meditating, what will I do immediately upon arrival? When I get to Braj, what am I going to do? Of course, I'm going to hope I meet Krishna, but when I get there, what am I, even before meeting Krishna, what am I going to do upon my arrival? It's much different than what we do when we're approaching the Dham on the Yamuna Expressway. What are we going to do? Oh, it's been a long trip. I'm going to check into my hotel, take a shower, get something to eat at the MBT. But Akrura was training us. Follow the leader. Follow in the footsteps of the Mahajans. What was he thinking on the Yamuna Expressway, quote unquote? He was thinking, Bhagavatam reveals, I will once alight from my chariot and bow down to the lotus feet of Krishna and Balaram. This is interesting. I will also offer obeisances to the Lord's cowherd boyfriends and to all the residents of Vrindavan. This is the complete story. Hari, Guru, and Vaishnava. Each of them is essentially important. You take one out of the formula, it's not going to work. Hari, Guru, and Vaishnava. Therefore we start the day. Vancha kalpaturubhyascha kripasindhu. And we pray to the Vaishnavas. But Akura was thinking different. He said, and note this down in your books here. If you don't have a book, you have a good tape recorder. He was thinking, I will at once alight from my chariot and bow down to the lotus feet of Krishna and Balaram. I will offer obeisances to all the residents. Now what happened is, Akura, he reached Vrindavan at sunset. These are all details that we need to know, instead of what are the capitals of the world, what are the capitals of the states of the United States of America. I had memorized that when I was a kid. Akura reached Vrindavan at sunset, and the first thing he saw, right? What? I'll tell you next year when I come, because it's getting late. No? Do you want to know the first thing Akura saw when he got to Vrindavan? Okay. Krishna's footprints. Whoa. They were everywhere. Well, how can they be everywhere? Sanatana Goswami has explained why. He says, because in Vrindavan, Krishna always goes barefoot, the land is covered by his footprints, which make Vrindavan more glorious than Vaikuntha, where Vishnu wears slippers. Vishnu wears slippers. Our Krishna, like Prabhupada says, he said sometime. I remember in Paris, he said, our Krishna. I felt so proud. Yeah, he's mine too, right? Our Krishna. But because of you, he's mine. Because in Vrindavan, Krishna always goes barefoot, the land is covered by his footprints, which make Braj more glorious than Vaikuntha, the official kingdom of God, where Vishnu wears slippers. So, but then why does Krishna go barefoot? Well, that question's answered in a very interesting way. One day when Krishna was going out to herd the cows, as he does in the early morning, just after sunrise, with Balaram and the cowherd boys, Maya, Mother Yashoda, got him dressed, and then, he started to walk away, and she said, but Maya, Lala, can you just wear some shoes, some slippers or something when you go in the forest, because there's lots of brambles and pointed stones, and you're going to hurt your feet. Why do you always go barefoot? You insist on going barefoot. So Krishna said, Maya, I go barefoot because my cows don't wear shoes. So why should I wear shoes with my cows? Namo Maha Badanaya Krishna Padema Padayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namni Go Krishna. The Lord brought these insights. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has brought these insights. Actually, the cows, you could say, are more dear than the Brahmins. Not to say the Brahmins are not dear. Namo Brahmanya Devaya, Go Brahman Hitaya Cha, Jagaditaya Krishnaya, Govindaya Namo Namaha. But in the spiritual world, Krishna doesn't spend the whole day with the Brahmins. He spends it with the cows. The whole day is with the cows. So they're not wearing shoes, so Krishna doesn't wear shoes, because they're very dear to him. Now the interesting thing is that Krishna's footprints in Vrindavan are literally everywhere. They never go away. And one reason is described by the Goswamis, because the gopis in Vrindavan, they're village girls, and when you go to Vrindavan, you see everyone sweeping, right? With the rooms. It's still like that, they're sweeping. So when the gopis are sweeping the groves of Braj, whenever they come across Krishna's footprints in the dust, they don't touch them. So since time immemorial, Krishna has been, we have the pakat and apakat pastimes, the Lord's pastimes when he was present, and the Lord's pastimes when he's not present, which we can't see yet with our material eyes, but one day we may see. He's been walking in the forest. There are so many footprints. Because gopis, they don't touch. And then Akura said, the most important example for all of us in going to Braj. He explained, this dust this is the dust of my master's feet. He saw the footprints. He saw Braj Renu. Braj Renu is one of the 5 personalities to grant eternal residence in Vrindavan. Teach me the 5.
Yamuna, Govardhan, Braj Renu, Gopeshwar Mahadev, and Vrindavan.
I know that. I just asked him to say it. So the dust. So he said, this is the dust from my master's feet. What did he do? He fell down, Dundabat, kaboom! And he rolled, 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 and he rolled into the Braj Renu, into the dust. This is what you have to do. You can't do it on the Yamuna Expressway, but as soon as you get there, you'll find it doesn't matter. That dust can be anywhere, even Loy Bazaar. Of course, Braj extends to a great distance. There's 60 billion holy places in Vrindavan. You can go to Kambivan and wherever, but you must roll in the dust because that dust grants you residence one day. And Srila Prabhupada has given us a similar instruction. He gave a similar instruction in this matter. In Krishna book, chapter 38, he writes, as soon as one reaches the boundary of Vrindavan, he should immediately smear the dust of Vrindavan over his body without thinking of his material position and prestige. What will I look like? My sari will get dusty, my hair will get... And the boys, I'll breathe in the... No. As soon as one reaches the boundary of Braj, one should immediately smear the dust all over his body without thinking of his material position or prestige. This is another example of humility. So anyway, there's much to be said, but this pastime of Akura shows us the proper mood and action to be taken when we visit Vrindavan. So take them to heart next time you go to Vrindavan. And when to go? Anytime. The Bhagavatam, 4th canto, chapter 29, text 39 and 40, Prabhupada makes it clear anytime is good. He writes, in a holy place like Vrindavan, if one gets the chance to hear from pure devotees, then cultivation of Krishna consciousness becomes very easy. Doesn't matter. In the hot season or the wet season, we go in Kartik because that's the best time, but I've lived there all year during COVID, and we survived. Because what did we do? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. And if you go very deep in your Krishna consciousness, whatever miseries are there in this world, they won't. Whatever life throws at you, you'll handle it. Just like the ocean, the vast ocean. By nature's way, all the rivers, the great rivers of the world, they all empty into the ocean. It's just nature's way. So every ocean has so many powerful, but the ocean remains calm. Why? Because it's very deep. So if you become deep in Krishna consciousness, whatever life throws. So how do you remain deep? How do we achieve anything and everything and all our desires? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. Of course, one of the most favorable times to visit Vrindavan is Kartik. And this is described, just as a final note, in the Skanda Purana, in the Vaishnav Kunda section. I found this a few weeks ago. Skanda Purana, in the Vaishnav Kunda section. There it is said, just as Vrindavan stands above all holy places, Srimad Bhagavatam shines above all scriptures. Lord Krishna is supreme amongst all personalities. Tulsi Devi is most worshipable amongst all plants. Mother Ganga is most sacred amongst all rivers, and Satyuga is foremost amongst the ages. So too, among all the months of the year, the sacred month of Kartik is celebrated as the most glorious and most dear to the Lord. The month of Kartik ki. So, to assist you in your next trip to Vrindavan, because I started like this, actually in public speaking, you have an introductory introductory statement or phrase, and then you conclude with it. Here we go. To assist you in your next trip to Vrindavan, we printed this book, Sri Radha and Her 8 Companions. It's a must-have. Because, when you go, we don't know so much, but we've researched it with the help of so many devotees. Hari Prasad Prabhu, Mukunda Datta, Gopinath Acharya from Oxford. It's not me. I'm just like the caretaker. I just take it all and assemble it and speak it. But this is all authorized. And in this book, mainly about the Astasakis, we have a chapter on each of the Sakis. And along with her pastimes, her paraphernalia, her characteristics, her dress, we have a painting, and 8 different paintings of the Sakis, Chitra, and Indulekha, etc. And let's see, what's the next one here? Yeah. This is Champakalata Saki. You see how beautiful she is. So all 8, and there's like 20 pages on each Saki. So especially, when you go to Vrindavan, everyone goes to Varshana because that's Radharani's home. Varshana means a downpour of bliss. So because of her presence, that place is a downpour of bliss. That's her home. But her closest associates, the Astasakis, each have their village. Each one has a village around Varshana. So you can go from village to village to village, and in each village, they're all devoted to that, to Chitra, to Indulekha, it's pretty amazing. And they have a deity of her in the temple in each of these villages. And we went to all these temples, and I interviewed, and we took photos and discussed, in an authoritative way. So there's also a map here. Let's see if I can find the map. There's a map. Here it is. Varshana and the villages of the Astasakis. Look at that. It's all mapped out for you. You see how important this book is. You go there, and then you just use this map, and you go there, and you read this, and then Gaur Premanandi, Hari Hari Bol. And you become so enlivened that when you come back next year, the Bhadra campaign this year will look like kindergarten. It'll be so explosive because you can only give what you have. And the deeper we go in our daily sadhana, mainly Shravanam, Kirtanam, Krishna Smaranam, but these trips to Vrindavan, we don't just go there to enjoy, we go for a purpose. Chetu Dharvana Marjan. We want to become purified, not that we become recognized as good devotees, but we become powerful in spreading the mission of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So go to Braj with that. Prabhupada wanted us to come, yes, but he wanted us to come back and share Braj with the whole world. So this book will be instrumental. I'm actually leaving for China. We have the book in Chinese. All the books are actually printed. We're sneaking in this book, and I probably shouldn't say it. Sign language, And we're going to travel with it there because, in China, there's no word for God. There's no concept of a supreme being. At best, they have Confucius, which is like Niti Shastra, like Janaka Pandit. So therefore, with all due respect, the country is run very nicely, actually, I have to say. It's very clean, lots of facilities for the people. They have big malls, beautiful airports. I was shocked. I didn't know that. And everyone has a job. I mean, they have their problems, of course, but, it's like the lower planets, where part of the lower planets, everything's very opulent, but there's no Krishna consciousness. So in China, I've experienced that people never have a spiritual experience. They never have. They're just working very hard and getting by, and, So when we come and we manage to gather some souls together, we can do it. We're being watched, but we're being tolerated for now. But we can do small programs. Whenever new people come, 20 or 30, and I start kirtan, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. I look out, they're crying. Why are they crying? Because the holy name, Kali Kali Nam Rup Krishna, Namachintamani Krishna Chaitanya Rasavik. There's no difference between Krishna and his name, and as I've said many times the last few weeks, Bhaktivinoda Thakur has stated, that in the Maha Mantra is all of Braj. Radha and Krishna, Krishna Balaram, the Astasakis and Manjaris, Tera Kadamba, Prem Sarovara, Radha Kund, Shama Kund, you name it. It's all there in the Maha Mantra. We have yet to understand how deep is this mantra. It comes in time by purification and lolium greed to get that namruchi. Then you can become powerful in distributing it. So it's austere to travel there. We're there for a month, but it's like drinking hot sugar juice. It's burning the lips, but it's so sweet. You can't stop. And when those people become devotees, because they're taught to respect authority, they revere their parents, their teachers, the government. So if you come in, as I do in a humble way, they're very good disciples. They bow down every time I come in the room. I may be there for 4 or 5 hours. I go out. They bow down when I go out. That's what we did when Prabhupada was here. They're always very respectful. And when I lecture, it's like they listen, and you can hear a pin drop. It's so focused. So, yeah, it's very nice. So we're taking this book there. And Chinese devotees do come to Vrindavan. It's so nice when they come there and they see Krishna Balaram Mandir, Gaur Nitai, and Krishna Balaram and Radhesham. Their eyes are like, wow, they've never, it's just this wonderful world of Krishna consciousness opens up to them. So you have that experience also. When you go in Sankirtan and you meet just a single soul and that person shows some interest in the set of Bhagavatams, Shantushti. What could be more satisfying than that? So therefore you're experiencing this Gaur Shakti. This is, in the old days, the sadhus, they'd go from Mayapur to Vrindavan, back to Mayapur to Vrindavan, because the moods are different. There's the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, by whose grace only you can enter into Vrindavan. Then they have the pastimes. So we're in Vrindavan or we're in Menlo Park. Wherever we are, we're spreading the holy names. This mercy from above, like Shakespeare said, is coming from Prabhupada and your beautiful Radha Krishna deities. You're at the right place, at the right time. Hold on. I'm cold. Doing the right thing with your fearless leader. Vaishashika Prabhu K. Guru Mata K. Shri Krishna Sankirtan Yaga K. Transcendental Book Distribution K. Srila Prabhupada K. Gaur Premanande! So I'm going to be outside because I have to go pretty soon. I'm going to be outside. I have a pen. I'll show you my pen. I'm very proud of my pen. Well, not proud, but I'm happy to have it. This is Mont Blanc. I didn't know it, but Mont Blanc is like one of the most expensive pens in the market. It has a little white tip. I used to see it when I was doing Sankirtan. I'd see it, and people, that guy's got a lot of money. So I was on the flight, when was it? I forget. I think it was London to Delhi or something, and I was sitting next to someone, and I was dressed like this, and he was, nicely dressed, he had the nice perfume on, his hair was covered. He said, what is this? This dress you're wearing? And what is your head have no hair, and you have ponytail, and what's the mud on your forehead? I said, excuse me? He said, oh, you can talk. Yeah, I can talk. I said, what's this all about? And I said, I'm a monk. He said, monks, they're just beggars. I said, no, I don't beg. I give. You give? What do you give? I said, well, on the order of my spiritual teacher, I share the chanting of a beautiful song which brings joy to everyone's heart. What's that? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare. It's the Hare Krishmas. It's not Master, it's Na. Can you say it properly? Krishna. No, say Krishna. Krishna. Thank you. Anyway, he went on, kind of discrediting me. And then the flight was a long flight, so we talked a long time. Just to make a long story short, at the end, as we're landing, he said, "Sir, I just want to offer my apologies to you. I completely misunderstood, and it was very bad on my part to criticize you. You're doing great work, and I thank you, and now you understand your mission. I just want to reciprocate," he said, and I saw the pen, took it out. "This is Mont Blanc. This is $1,200 pen. Yeah, it's gold." And he said, "Don't cry, it's a good ending." He said, "I want to give this pen as a because I appreciate what you're doing." So I said, "Okay." He said, "You're a monk." I said, "But I'll use it in God's service." It's okay. So I cherish this pen. It says something, Meisterstruck or something. Here it's all embroidered there. So with this pen, if you buy a book, hey, I did book distribution 11 years. No one's leaving here without a book. So I have this pen, and I'll write a little dedication and my signature. Where's Rasika? She was just waiting for this moment. That's why she dressed in yellow so you could see her. We have books outside? How many? Maybe about 50. 50, yes. Okay, first come, first serve. If you take a book, then I'll be happy to sign it. And really, as I opened up today, it's my gift to all of you. I'm just the instrument, the bearer of good fortune. I bring it to you. Please relish it and enjoy your distribution here in this particular part of California. Come see us in Braj from time to time. I go back and forth too. Be happy to see you there. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna. Thank you. I'm going outside now. I won't be able to attend the Arctic, actually. Did they do the Arctic already?
Hare Krishna.
Yeah, okay.
Dear Indradyumna Maharaj,
What?
please,
Am I in trouble?
please accept our most
The leader speaking.
We are thinking about the last part of your talk and why the people cry when they see you and hear you chant in China. And our conclusion is that you carry the energy of the spiritual world. The way Prabhupada traveled all over the world, temples opened everywhere because Krishna was reciprocating. And as far as we see, you're the adventure potency of Krishna. But besides that, you carry the aesthetic of the spiritual world. Everywhere you go, there are festivals that fulfill the desires of everyone. Everyone wants beauty. Everyone wants the best of association, the best of prasadam, the best of kirtan. And that's what you bring everywhere you go, everywhere you step. I can't imagine a world without you walking in it and going from place to place. You're the very epitome of charisma. Spiritual charisma. We don't see Krishna, but we see you, and we feel like dancing, and we feel like joining in the festivals all over the world. So we know why those people cry in China. They see the spiritual world because you carry it wherever you go with every step, because you're so dedicated to your spiritual master, and you're also following in the footsteps of the great early devotees, as you've told us before, Vishnu Jana Swami, who is similar in character, who brought that charisma to everyone. As soon as they'd see him, they'd think, I want to be a Hare Krishna devotee. And I think everyone feels the same way when they see you. We feel so fortunate that you're traveling all over the world and that you come here to ISKCON of Silicon Valley. Thank you very much for keeping us in your orbit. We'll be praying that every step you make around the world, people will get your association and begin to dance and cry. But we'll be counting the days or even minutes until you come back here to ISKCON of Silicon Valley. Thank you very much for all you do for everyone in the world. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Sharira Vijaja Jodandriya Sahika Jive Pere Vishaya Sabare Dharma Jivayati Loba Musudumati Take Jita Katita Sanshare Krishna Bharadaya Moy Kori Bhare Chipajay Shaprashadana Dilobhai Shayana Mitrapao Radha Krishna Gunagao Premedako Shri Chaitanya Nitai Premedako Shri Chaitanya Nitai Mahaprasade Govinde Nama Pramadi Vaishnave Sabba Punyavatam Raja Krishna Prasade Sarvatikana Manidachopatite Prasana Cheta Soyashu Pagya Patistate Vayopa Bhutta Svagnanda Vasalamkara Charchita Uttishta Bojino Dasa Davamayam Jai Mahina Yushidam Bhati Nidam Duradeshataha Prapti Matrena Bhoktavyam Natakala Vicharana Nadesha Niyamastakla Kala Niyamastaka Praptamanam Dacham Shishter Bhoktaram Hari Abravit Bhagavat Shri Mahaprasharaki Gopremanande Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol. We have a charter flight arranged for Vrindavan. There are buses outside. You can leave a text for your boss or your teacher. And we're going. Are you ready? Let's go. Please come take prasadam. Hare Krishna. Do you have an announcement? We have an announcement. You may have won something already, so stay and listen in here.
Thank you. Hare Krishna. So today's feast is sponsored by a few devotees, so let's just be with me. We have a Ram Sharan Prabhu who is turning 84 today. Please, Prabhu, just say Hari Bol so everyone knows who you are. Please wish him happy birthday. He turns 84. He's a disciple of His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj and visiting us from Delhi. Prabhu, here is Prashad. Arush, can you give them Prashad, please? And then we have a few more devotees. We have Akhil Prabhu's birthday and the family is sponsoring the feast. The Tulsi and Anusha, they are sponsoring the feast for Prabhu's birthday. If you are here, please take prasadam as well. Okay, I don't know, do we see Akhil Prabhu here? And yesterday was Tarun Prabhu's birthday as well. If you see him, please wish him happy birthday as well. Okay, just a few more. And then Girish Prabhu, if you are here, I know you are sponsoring. You and your wife are sponsoring for your parents' anniversary. Vijaya Lakshmi and Shiva Ramakrishna and Janani AVK Rajasimha. So please bless them. If you see them, are you here? Okay. And then we also have one more devotee. He's not here, but he would like to get your blessings. So please bless and pray for Hare. Just chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare.